Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Brandy Boy, back at it again with another Fallout 4 video. And in this video, I'll be covering the best Fallout 4 mods from the month of November 2021. There's been lots of great weapons and apparel mods especially, along with some other miscellaneous additions, which I would consider revolutionary. I've decided to pick out 10 of my favorites from the month. So without any further rambling, let's go ahead and get into it. First up is the perfect mod you didn't know you needed. Are you tired of wasting your time scrolling through your Pip-Boy to find the armor of your choosing? Well, then the Quick Change Armor mod is certainly for you. The Quick Change Armor system introduces a new and stylish way to access your inventory. To get things started, you'll have to set a hotkey in the mod configuration menu, and by the press of your chosen key, you can now pull up a fancy menu in which you can scroll through all of your apparel. In doing so, your camera will also spin around and show your character in real time as you change clothes. So no longer do you have to pull up your Pip-Boy and scroll around to find your armor, then exit and see what it looks like. That's a very tedious process. But with the QCA mod, you can now do it all in one go. In every aspect, this mod is vastly superior to its vanilla counterpart. So, if you're on PC, then you absolutely have to get this one. It's not on the Nexus though. The download link is on 2NX's Patreon, but it is a free download, so that's a pretty good deal. And now that we've got a convenient system to change apparel, then you might as well download some more armor mods to make use of it. This one is the NCR Renegade armor. It's a mashup of vanilla and other modded assets. As the name suggests, the armor looks as if it would belong to an NCR deserter, or perhaps just a wasteland scavenger who made his own mashup. And if you ask me, this would be the perfect set for the courier to wear. The aesthetic fits the bill perfectly, and it certainly is a lore-friendly set. Overall, it's an awesome looking armor mod, and now it's among one of my favorites of all time. The only issue I have right now, though, is that, for some odd reason, I don't have fingernails when equipping the armor, but I've probably got some other mods which conflict with that. I'll fix it later, but I think mostly everyone else should have their fingernails intact. Anyway, to actually get this armor, you'll have to pick it up from Listening Post Bravo, and once you find it, you can now explore the map as a Commonwealth courier, and look pretty slick while doing it. For something a little more tactical though, you should suit up in the Shadow Company outfit. This mod adds in the armor that the Shadow Company soldiers wore in Modern Warfare 2. It even comes with several variations which you can customize via the workbench. But first, you should craft the armor at the chemistry station. Oddly enough, the set doesn't come with gloves, so you'll have to find your own. Nonetheless, it's a great looking set, and if you're looking for a modern military aesthetic, then you should definitely try this one out. With this armor, you can truly immerse yourself as a cold-hearted mercenary who is willing to betray anyone for a paycheck. Next up is one of my favorite accessories, the Casio Watch. This one adds in a stylish, retro digital watch, but what really makes it special is that it is indeed a functional watch. It'll show you the in-game time at all times. As far as I know, this is the only watch mod which actually works, so it is surely one of a kind. Of course, it does look very nice too, and you can customize it with a few different colors. Before doing that though, you'll have to craft it from the chemistry station. There's actually two different watches to choose from, one that is worn normally, and one that is considered tactical because it's flipped upside down so that you can see the time while holding your firearm. For the icing on the cake, the mod includes an inspect animation. To use it, you can either craft a consumable from the chem station or set a hotkey from the configuration menu. Whichever way, it'll play this neat little animation that you can use to check the in-game time. Now that is pretty dang immersive. This watch certainly makes for a fine addition to my ever-growing watch collection. And for now, it holds the #1 spot. And now, we'll move on to my favorite category, the gun mods. The one you're seeing here is the Heckler & Koch G36. It's a German-made assault rifle chambered in 5.56, and it was designed and produced in the 1990s. The Fallout franchise does include other H&K guns, so I would consider this one more friendly. And I would say it suits the Fallout aesthetic. Or really, it almost looks like a gun you'd see in a retro sci-fi space movie. The G36 comes with a plethora of attachments. There's different handguards, carry handles, magazines, muzzles and suppressors, sights and scopes, lasers, foregrips, stocks, and even different ammo types to enhance your performance. Here's how it looks out on the range. You'll find the weapon on gunners and raiders after hitting level 25. Overall, this mod is very high quality. It's got great textures, sounds, customization, and animations, so I would place it among my favorite assault rifle mods for Fallout 4. Next up is the Benelli M2 shotgun. It's an Italian-made, semi-automatic, tube-fed shotgun, chambered for 12 gauge. Notably, this mod in particular goes for a more modern version of the Benelli M2, which sports tactical furniture and accessories. There's lots of customization for this bad boy. There's different receivers, a couple different stocks, and in the muzzle section, there's a variety of chokes, which are very useful if you're looking to decrease your spread with buckshot. You can even slap on a big fat suppressor if you'd like. You should also make use of its rail system by attaching lasers and a foregrip. There's also a huge selection of sights to choose from, including medium-range scopes in case you're looking to spawn peek. You'll want to pair that with slugs, of course, but there's also options for either flechettes or dragon's breath. Lastly, there's an option to extend the magazine tube and choose between either a black or gold finish. Whichever way you build it, the Benelli M2 is an awesome shotgun to have out in the wasteland, and it's very satisfying to use. As you can tell, the mod comes with a working counted reload system, and it's also compatible with a tactical reload framework. The reload does work well, but the animation after a partial reload does have a noticeable seam. I blame Bethesda for that though. They didn't care to implement this system in the vanilla game. Anyway, you can craft this shotgun at the chem station, but if you'd like to see it show up in the world, then make sure to download the optional file for a working leveled list. Either way, the Benelli M2 is honestly one of the finest shotgun mods out there, and it scored a permanent spot in my load order. And now for the big one. The Combined Arms expansion pack adds in 3 new firearms. There's the P90, a Belgian-made personal defense weapon, chambered in the unique 5.7 cartridge. The Makarov pistol, a classic Russian sidearm chambered in 9x18, and the Mark 12, an American-made marksman rifle chambered for 5.56. Make sure to download the original Combined Arms Pack too. It's required for this one to work. That one includes even more guns. This one here is its first major add-on. All the guns from the Combined Arms mod have tons of customization. There's so much though that it would take way too long to cover it all. So across the board, there's plenty of sights, stocks, lasers, muzzles, receivers, camos, stickers, and a crazy amount of special ammo types. You can make some really cursed guns though, including a P90 with 6 laser sights and a sniper scope. Oh, what the fuck? Or a completely decked out, fully automatic Makarov with a drum mag that shoots snake shot. Oh god. Anyway, here's how the guns look out on the range. The guns from Combined Arms will show up in the leveled list, so you can find them on traders, raiders, and gunners. All the guns that come with this one make for a fine addition to my load order, and I'm glad to see that the Combined Arms series is continuing. If you haven't already, make sure to pick this one up, leave an endorsement, and keep an eye out for any further releases. Fallout 4 has copious amounts of gun mods. But what it also needs is more mods to flesh out the gunplay. Finally, last month saw the release of a grand gunplay feature. It's called the Real-Time Cover Penetration Framework. With this mod, you can now shoot through walls. I know, it's a little outlandish for the Fallout franchise, but it is realistic, trust me. Actually, you can shoot through walls in the vanilla game, but only if you're using VATS and have a certain perk, so that just doesn't make sense at all, but the Cover Penetration Framework aims to fix that. As you can see, the 50 BMG for my Barrett here is cutting clean through this wooden wall and hitting the enemies behind it. You know, because a bullet that big would have no trouble going through some old, rotten wood. To get the mod to work though, you'll have to do some patching of your own by editing the projectile data of different ammo types. The mod author already included an optional file for 50 cal, but you'll have to patch everything else yourself. It's not a huge problem for me, I can do it, but I know not everyone else knows. I just might have to make a separate tutorial video, or maybe I'll just make a patch and then post it on the Nexus. I haven't gotten around to much editing just yet, but I wanted to make sure to showcase this mod because it's a huge improvement that Fallout 4's gunplay desperately needed. It only took about 6 years, but now we can finally shoot through walls thanks to this mod. Yeah, and right now this mod is super underrated, so make sure to head over to its Nexus page and show some appreciation for the mod author. And now for another monumental mod. I present to you the Equipment and Crafting Overhaul. This one adds in an absurd amount of handy features centered around crafting and attachments. It's hard to pick where to start, but I'll begin with the new workbench. There's now a universal workbench, which you can use to emulate every other type of workbench. It's quite a convenient tool to have at your disposal. The workbench is also unique in that it allows you to craft armor, weapons, and ammunition from scratch. And thanks to the ECO mod, there's now a universal system which allows for extra enhancements on all types of equipment, from armor to power armor to guns and melee weapons. They can all now make use of a new slot, which you can use to add unique upgrades. The guns especially have tons of different options, from recoil to range and even reload speed. So now you can balance everything to your liking while in game. If that wasn't enough, all equipment now has the potential to be upgraded into a legendary. You'll need legendary chips, which can be made from circuitry at the chem station. But to learn the crafting recipes, you'll have to find special magazines. They are scattered around the map, and a couple others can be purchased from some well-known vendors. After all that, make sure you have the right perks, and you're good to go. Now, you no longer have to grind for countless hours to get the perfect legendary. You can make your own, and add up to 5 legendary attachments in total on top of that. Even further, this mod adds in more legendary effects, some of which are seen in Fallout 76. It's all up to your discretion, so be mindful, or else you just might end up making a cursed, overpowered abomination. And that's not all. You can take all this crafting on the go with a portable universal workbench, or even a portable power armor station, both of which are craftable at the chem station. You can carry them around in your inventory and place them on the ground while you're out adventuring. When you're done, make sure to pick them back up. If you're just wanting to edit your guns while on the go, but don't want to take the time to place down a workbench, then you should make use of the Quick Gun Modification feature. By use of a new aid item, it'll allow you to edit several options through a simple menu. It's that easy. That about sums it up. There's just a boatload of stuff you can do with this mod. It's the perfect all-in-one package if you're looking for a complete crafting overhaul. And finally, after a long day of modding, you just may want to take a break and relax with some good old fishing. The mod called Commonwealth Fishing would be perfect for just that. To get started, you'll first have to find a junk fishing rod, then fix it up at a chemistry station. After that, find a body of water and stand knee-deep in it. Click on the fishing rod in your inventory, and your player will then cast the line into the water. A neat little animation will play out, and afterwards, it'll give you a chance of obtaining a fish, or perhaps even a piece of junk. You may want to invest in the Aqua Boy perk, or bring along some Radaway because the irradiated water will eat away at your health bar. Who knew fishing could be such a lethal sport? But anyway, after your little fishing trip is done, you can then bring the fish back to a cooking station where you can heat it up and use it for nourishment. Nothing fancy, but it sure does make for an immersive addition to Fallout. And with that, I'll wrap up my top 10 favorite mods from November. Like I said, it's been yet another amazing month for modding. The Fallout 4 modding scene just keeps going strong, and I don't see it slowing down until Fallout 5 comes out. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it and found all the mods to be interesting enough to download. If you like the mods, then make sure to endorse their Nexus page, and consider donating to the individual mod authors. And if you like this video, then you should penetrate that like button with extreme prejudice. While you're at it, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and let me know about any other great mods that came out during November. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay tuned. And I'll see y'all in the next video.